Okay, so let's see the practical we are going to develop in this lesson. So when you finish this lesson, you will see an app like this, but it's a simple app. But what is important is the concept you will be learning using this app, which is about device compatibility and screen compatibility and avoiding avoiding hard coding the sizes flexible layer. So this app is done avoiding hard coding the sizes, and to do that we will be using the property values called match parent and wrap content. Using those techniques you will learn how to develop an app. So same app, when you run on different devices, if the device width is small and if the device width is large, as you can see, on a larger width it will match the width will match the parent, like the whole area, and the height is wrapped. Here in a smaller device, the width still matches the whole parent area, and the height is wrapped. So this tech concept is discussed in a very practical manner, and more important advanced concepts are discussed about developing device compatibility apps and adaptive user interfaces. So let's go and do the practical and discuss more advanced techniques. Let's do it now. Hi everyone, welcome to the lesson Android Screen Compatibility, Support Different Screen Sizes, Part 3, Flexible Layouts, Continuation. So this is Part 3 of Flexible Layouts, so make sure to look at the previous two parts, and we are talking more about flexible layouts and how to support different screen sizes. We'll be using these tools for this lecture, and make sure to cover these prerequisites before you start this lecture, especially the previous lessons. So in this session you will be learning more about flexible layouts, and especially about avoiding hard-coded layouts and how to use wrap content and match parent properties, and a discussion about linear layout weight property. So when you develop user interface layouts, when you develop the UI, always make sure to avoid hard coding the layout size. For example, if it's a button or a text box or a label, do not give fixed size. Always try to use these properties for width and height, which is wrap content and match parent. So we wrap content means the width or the height. If you specify wrap content, it means uh, it will just wrap from the content. So overall the content will be wrapped, plus uh, the user interface component will be, the size will be dynamically adjusted according to this according to the wrap of the content. And when you say match parent, if let's say if you put a button and if you say the width is match parent, then the width of the button will expand to fit into the size of the width of the parent. So it will be like a larger button. So when we do the practical, we will discuss more about that. And also the next bullet point says if you're using linear layout, try to use the layout weight. But these next two bullet points, what it says, as much as possible, try to use constraint layout instead of linear layout and other layouts, because constraint layout is the one which is recommended for flexible layout. As usual, we'll be doing practical demonstration. So now let's go and look at the practical app. So if you look at the developer docs, you will see avoid hard coding layout sizes. So it says always when you give the to ensure your layout is flexible and it adapts different screen sizes, you should use wrap content or match parent for the width and the height instead of hard coding. So wrap content means, as said earlier, when you say wrap content, you are telling the view means the button or the label or the text box. You are telling the view to set its size to whatever is necessary to fit in the content within that view. So content means if it's a label and if there is some text in the label, wrap content means the label's size will fit automatically to fit into the content. If it's a button, let's say if you got let's say if the button is add, then the size of the, if you are displaying the word add in the button, then the size will accommodate only that space. But if you give click to exit, for example, 2 words, then the size of the button will be larger. When you say match parent, it makes the view expand as much as possible within parent view, right? So let's, then it says, for example, it says if there's a text view is a label, and the width is given as match parent. So when you give the width as match parent, so that this is the label and this is the width where my mouse is moving. So when you say match parent, the width will match the parent, and if the user rotates the label, because still the width is match parent, then the user interface will automatically adapt, and the width will be automatically expanded to match the parent. So that is a important property. So when the phone is in the rotated into the landscape orientation, the width will automatically match the parent, as you can see here. Then the height says wrap content, which means the height is only up to the content. So if this is the content, if I move downwards my mouse, the height is only this much, and then over here the height is only this much. So that is to wrap the because it is mentioned as wrap content. Then it gives, it says if you're using linear layout, use layout weight, but as much as possible try to use constraint layout instead of linear layout. So now let's go and look at the practical app. So what we have done here is, this is the continuation of the app from the previous lesson. We have added a text view, and then we have added a text which is somewhat larger text. So the text is given here in the property palette. So we have given a larger text on purpose to see these two properties, and then we have constrained, we have given a vertical constraint from the label just to the, as you can see, to the image, right? We have given a vertical constraint. But as you know, when in constraint layout, you have to at least give one vertical constraint and one horizontal constraint. Now we have given only one vertical constraint, and so that is why you are getting a warning here. You are getting a warning, and you can also see that when you go to the XML code. So if you go to the XML code, and this is that text view, if you move the mouse, it says this view is not constrained horizontally. At runtime, it will jump to the left unless you add a horizontal constraint. So keep in mind, in constraint view, you have to give at least one vertical constraint towards upwards and at least one horizontal constraint, that is, let's say, towards the left. If not, you are getting this error. And what happens is, if you don't give the horizontal constraint, your component will come when you run towards the left hand side of the screen, right? Now if you look at this situation, because it's a larger text, we don't mind the label coming towards the left hand side. But still, as we have an error, we can solve this error by going to the coding and now see the width and the height, right? So by default it's wrap content and wrap content, but what I can say is the width is towards, when you say the width, it is towards this horizontal side. So the width, I can say match parent because it's larger text and I want to occupy as much as the area from the screen to display the text. So I can say the width is equal to match parent. So then when you run this, the label width will match the parent. When you say parent, it is the parent window, meaning the parent layout, the constraint layout. So as the width, you can say, instead of wrap content, you can say match parent. The moment you say that, this error will go away, because when you say match parent, now the system knows you want to occupy the whole width from left to right. So then there's no need of that horizontal constraint, because now you're occupying from left to right. So and just before we run, also you can see that all the other components also you got the layout width and the height as wrap content, this one wrap content, mostly it's wrap content, but also you will see match parent, depends on your requirement, right? So so when you say wrap content or match parent, you are avoiding hard coding the width and the height, which is what is recommended, right? So this is what you have to do. You have to avoid hard coding. So this is correct, right? So now if I run this, let's say on the phone, if you run this now, you will see the outcome. The label will come at the bottom, and the rest is the outcome of the previous part, previous project. We are continuing it. So you can see now it has occupied the entire width. But if you are thinking the height is also occupied completely, that's not correct. So probably I will reduce some of the text, then you can see it, right? I will reduce some of the text. Okay, so we reduce some of the text. Now you can see it's occupying the entire width, because the width you said is match parent, but the height is just wrap content. So the height is only up to the level of the content, because the height is wrap. So the width is occupying the entire entire parent, but downwards the height is only from here to here. If you look at my mouse, from here to here, so it's just height is just to wrap the content. And now when you run this with this technique, when you run this, let's say on a different device, right, you will see that it will match the parent. As you can see, now the label content, because in the tablet it has a larger width, the content is matching the width, because you said of the width is match parent. So now if I move the mouse, this is the width towards this side, it's matching the parent. So it's working, right? And the height is just wrap content. So the height is from here to here, very small, because that's all it needs, the wrap. So this is this is what you mean by avoiding hard coding the sizes. This is a very important technique to keep in mind when you develop your apps. Always avoid hard coding and give the width and the height, these properties, as match parent or wrap content. So the conclusion is you learn more about flexible layouts, and you learn about how to avoid hard coding the layout size and using the properties wrap content and match parent, and also whenever you use linear layout, to use layout width. But we didn't do any practical for that last bullet point, because it's recommended to use constraint layout rather than using linear layout. So references we use for Apple Android developer docs. And now if you look at the previous parts, this part 3, part 1 and 2, we explained the limitations of this. Still there are limitations, so we can solve these limitations using alternative layouts, which is a very important lesson, and especially when you are developing apps, you need to know about that in order for your app to work, be compatible on multiple devices and on multiple screens. So it's not only just developing app, as we said in the previous lecture. If you know only to develop the app, it won't work well in all the devices, as clearly shown earlier. So for example, if the user rotates the phone, see now the user can't see the entire app, right? So which means if you just learn only to develop an app without considering about device compatibility, this app will not be acceptable by the clients or by the community, because the moment they rotate their phone, your app is not working, meaning it doesn't show. So that is why this lesson series about device compatibility, another word for this adaptive user interface, it's very important for you to look at the remaining few lessons to solve this problem. So in the remaining few lessons, we will solve this problem and take you to the next level. So we are very excited to see you in our next lesson. See you all in the next lesson.